Yeah. Sweet. Enjoy that. Bon appetit.
My intuition's telling me I never listen to myself. I should probably listen to myself. That position I was in, if I'd have listened, maybe I could help.
Yo!
What up?
Here we are. We back. This is
Facts.
Chat.
The slow-mo version. Let's do that again.
Yeah, okay, right. This is in
Facts.
Chat.
Jeez. And I am Lemzi. That's Lemzi. The Gemini.
Oh, and I'm Amelia Poamz. That's Poamz, the Pisces.
Do you know what? With the whole star sign thing, I'm really like over here with it. Literally just outside, someone asked me, what's your rising sign? Because they already knew I was a Gemini. I was like, I don't know. They're like, that's how I know who you really are, apparently. That's the face you use or the mask you wear or whatever.
Well, my mum doesn't know what time I was born, so it stresses me out.
That's what that was a normal question to ask me. Oh, what time are you born? I thought, who knows that when they're walking around?
I knew at one point. My mum told me one time, and then I found the actual like wristband thing, and it said another time. So I thought, well, what happened? Where were you? Like, why did you think?
Your mum just told you just any convenient time that made sense.
She just told me any time, and then now I've forgotten. I think Libra might be in there. Taurus might be in there. All I know is I'm a Pisces, innit?
So if you're free,
no, you have your rising.
Yeah.
You got your moon sign. You got your sun sign.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole lot of other stuff like
you might have all of them in your chart.
Do you know what?
I'm just saying you might. Is that possible?
The thing is, you know what? I actually know. Before we get into that though, I know someone that'll be able to help us with that today.
Okay, cool. Because I need some explanations. I can't lie to you.
I feel like we need to check in with each other.
Please, let me ask you first then.
Okay.
How are you doing? Really?
How am I? I'm actually feeling good, you know. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Different from last week when anxiety was fucking with me.
What's the difference this week?
No, I just feel better, you know. I actually feel like the conversation with Paris really kind of helped.
I think it's your jacket as well, you know. It's giving you some confidence, innit?
My white jacket?
Yeah, your white jacket.
Yeah, because I'm holier than thou. I'm joking. I'm absolutely not. But no, I'm feeling good. I'm just feeling really optimistic. I've got tunnel vision for this year.
The whole year?
Yeah, like I kind of just know exactly what I want to do, and I'm like, it's very achievable.
I know you want to get more followers on Insta and that. But yeah, I'm with it though.
That will come with it. No, that's not just it for the year.
That was the goal.
No, it's radio to get on more stations.
Okay.
Just, do you know what I mean?
And then get more followers. Okay.
That'll come.
Yeah.
Go to every motive. Yeah. Watch it. Yeah, follow me.
Blue tick. Trust me.
I need that blue tick. But yeah, I'm good.
That's good.
How are you?
Good. I'm good, man.
Oh.
What, the little rubber that eye?
No, really.
Sorry.
Do you need to breathe?
I'm with it.
Okay. How are you? Really?
Really, I'm very good.
Okay.
I'm very good.
You sure?
No, I'm very good. I feel like this has been a very interesting start to the year where like there's been a lot of measures of, okay, this thing is going well. Okay, no, get rid of that. And it's all happened very, very quickly. Like usually it takes a little bit of time for the year to kind of process itself, say, this is a good thing for you. This is an opportunity you should probably go for. Or even opportunities seem to come a little bit later. Sometimes the first month and a bit, it just drags and you're kind of waiting for stuff. But I feel like even with us getting in here doing this, a lot of the good stuff happening at Spoke, music's getting mixed and everything. It's like, okay, cool. We're on our way somewhere already. So yeah, I feel I'm in a good spot, man. I'm in a good spot.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Keep it that way, yeah?
That's what I'm trying, mate.
If it changes, you let me know.
What are you going to do?
I'll just say, hang
change
in
the
there.
date.
Go through it.
Do these, man.
All right. Okay, cool. So we've got our second guest joining us today.
I'm very excited, man.
I'm very excited. Do you know them?
I've seen him once before, innit?
Oh, okay.
Just once, innit?
I've heard him.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was it cold? What are you saying?
It's just his voice is very, very deep.
Very deep.
So
very, very deep.
Hold on. You know,
I'm gonna adjust my voice for this one, innit? Like, make
Grip
sure
onto your masculinity.
Innit? Yeah, come, man. Yeah, yo.
You might feel a bit intimidated.
Yo,
okay?
It's me, Lemzi, innit?
But no, we've got the East Man.
Jeez.
Eklipse joining
Raised
us today.
in a London city. Come
Raised
on.
in a London city.
Come on.
Just take what you want, you fool. Yo.
Yes, man.
Yes.
It's good
Hello,
to have
my
you
good
here,
friends.
man.
How you lot doing? You lot
man.
Why do I feel like we're like old Caribbean people just having a drink?
Got the drink in hand, everything.
Innit? Okay, firstly, we got to ask you the question.
Yeah, man.
How are you?
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm better than I thought I would be at this stage of the year. Still, I'm not gonna lie. Like towards the end of 2022, I was tired. You know, I was there. Everything was kind of tiring me out.
End of 21, yeah.
2021, Jesus Christ. See, I'm in the future.
Exactly.
Bro, you in the metaverse.
Yeah, trust me. Web3 era, he's already
trying to be in the metaverse. That's where the money at. But it's sort of mad drained and tired on like all fronts. You know what I'm saying? Work was draining me. Personal life was draining me. Music, I was like, bruv, I need to make sure next year I'm pattern. And yeah, like similarly to what you said in terms of like tunes are getting mixed, like other things are moving forward. I feel like it's been a very, very fast-paced January, but in a good way. Like I felt motivated, I felt energized. I feel like anything that I haven't wanted to do or haven't felt like I've got the energy for, I've just been like, leave that alone. You get me? But everything that's towards the purpose or towards what man's trying to build, it's been either coming towards man or I've just been finding routes to engage in that and navigate that, and it's been good, man. It's been good.
Sick.
Yeah, I love that, innit?
I love that. That's full answer.
Trust me, innit?
You know what I mean?
We're at the beginning of the year and it feels like, alright, cool. Like no one's shouting out like, you know how at the beginning of 2020 vision, all it like, everyone learned their lesson.
You can't talk too
quiet.
Everyone's quiet with it.
Like, we dipped our toe in this year, like, what's it saying?
What's it?
And
but when you say the really, it feels like everyone's like, do you know what? Boom, 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 boom. So it's good to hear that, man. Honestly, very good to hear.
I'm glad I can say that.
Yeah, I like that. So obviously, you know, you're a rapper, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're human first and foremost.
Yeah,
let's start that. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
You're a rapper as well, and obviously, this platform is all about millennials, creatives, and the life around it, and the frustrations that we face as well. So I guess firstly, let's understand your journey. Why did you want to be a rapper? Was it to get girls?
You know, I'll be very, very, very real.
And does it work?
I didn't even want to be a rapper, you know.
Oh, you didn't?
No, like
why?
So how I started writing, like when I was a little youth, I used to get into a lot of trouble in it. You get me? And my mum's a poet.
Oh, okay.
Like, but I used to be terrible at English. Obviously, later in life, I ended up finding out I'm heavily dyslexic. But obviously, at the age of in like year 3 and that, like, man was just English was just a myth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when she started doing like the poetry circuit and that, like she started like just bringing me along to places. She didn't really have a childminder, so man would just have to go. You know, there was there, and man would have to just soak things up. And then by the time I was 11, I got taken out of school. Once again, bad behaviour, you get me, got taken out of school, and she homeschooled me for like a year in year 7. And a lot of that like was comprised of like her teaching me like writing. You get me? So the man did poetry first, released a book like independently when I was like 13.
Sick.
Bro!
Yeah, no, I tucked that one away.
What was I doing when I was 13? I played
Google now, innit? Amazon.
I tucked that one away, you get me? But no, that's what happened still. And then from there, obviously when I went back into education, in terms of like being around my peers, it was grime season. You know what I'm saying? Like man had been in like a lot of places. Man was all pretending man was 16 to do workshops during the day, and because man went in school and them things there. So man, when man was back in school and literally with like my age group and that, like grime was what was going on. I was like, this is hard, fam. Like, man don't have to write about things in like some beautiful way. Especially being like 13
energy, exactly.
You get me? I was like, bro, I can let out some rage into this thing, and that's when I started doing grime. And yeah, it just expanded, innit? You get me? It just expanded in terms of like the genres, the sound, and all of that. And I've never wanted to stop out of not loving creating music. Like there's never been a point I haven't enjoyed creating music. That's it. So that's the only reason why I've really continued. So,
are you N.E.W.H.A.M based?
Yeah. N.E.W.H.A.M boy.
East Man of Man, innit? Yeah. You even had a tune called N.E.W.H.A.M back in the day, innit?
Yeah.
I think that was maybe the first tune of yours that I heard. It was on SB or something.
Yeah, it was on SB TV.
Yeah. Do you know what I just clocked? So you got a track called Leytonstone.
It's not even called that, but everyone calls it that.
Leytonstone. That is my home.
Guys, when you go on my discography, there's no tune called Leytonstone.
Well, you got that big picture of you with the Leytonstone behind you.
Yeah.
And then I've got my unreleased, don't know whether it's ever going to come out, don't know if I ever want to do music again. Hackney.
What's there? Hackney.
Yeah, we got Hackney in the building. N.E.W.H.A.M.
Wolfen Forest. Yeah, come on.
Definitely.
East London in the
Jeez.
building.
East London in the
Represented.
Yeah,
place.
but who would
Trust
we
me.
really say is to like?
Don't do that.
Who would we really? You know what I mean?
Just saying. You know what?
I love how it's me
You know what?
saying that.
Yeah,
in my white, fresh
You know-
lawyer suit, got a wire on. Anyone do anything? I'm joking.
David Beckham's from Wolfen Forest anyway.
Why
But-
are you
I'm
pulling
gonna
for
lie.
David Beckham?
I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? We got a couple more Wolfen
All of
Forest
the
people in the
greatest
building
MCs
as well.
of every generation comes from you. That's all I know.
Yeah, I know N.E.W.H.A.M. Yeah,
That's
to be
all I
fair.
know. So
I heard Lord of the Matches in Wolfen Forest, and I just stuff that I heard in it. Like
I hear that with the new
it's
MCs
crazy.
pass through. You know that?
Well, I just knew back in the day you don't want to come Hackney.
Fair.
I
wasn't really running through that.
I love Hackney, though. I love Hackney. I love all of East, you know.
No,
if I'm
facts.
very real.
East is East.
East is
Yeah.
beautiful.
home.
Like,
It's very much as
I
home.
couldn't live in London. Where else could I live? Maybe North, but that's it.
Interesting.
How about
I
you?
don't know. Well, North.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why?
What?
I feel like their behaviours are the most similar to East Londoners.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what? There's always been this common thing that everyone's thought people from Northwest are just a bit, ooh.
No,
Not like, ooh, let me deconstruct
Yeah,
that.
unpack that.
But no, but a bit like,
no, my Northwest brothers, they're crazy, but I love them though. Like it's a cool crazy. You get it? Like their crazy is fashionable. You
Okay,
get me?
yeah,
They've got
yeah.
a fashionable crazy, which is why they're about everywhere. You get me? But it is like if you're not from there, it's a different ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's a
Nah,
different
it really
ecosystem.
is.
I don't think I can live anywhere else but East, you know. I'm too East, I'm too Hackney.
I could never live in South. Ever
Ooh,
again.
it's
I
too
live
far.
in West London, you know.
Really?
But I would live in Holland Park.
Okay, wait a minute. Yeah,
I'm
if we're
trying
talking
to live
about
They
in
were
Holland
talking
Park.
about just nice houses
Is that-
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what?
I mean, like,
What?
if like in man's current situation, if man had to move out of the ends, where would you go? With your current finances and living expense, like where would you go?
East. We're all East, innit? We're
Yeah, we're all East.
We're
Boom, we're all East.
East.
Okay,
East.
so you got a track called London City.
Mm-hmm.
That's very. You speak about the London life. A lot of politics as well in it as well.
Yeah,
Was it very intentional that like?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like that was an interesting tune the way that come about because I think I recorded. I made the beat with my boy JJ. Me and him made the beat together. Recorded the tune, mixed it, and shot the video in like 5 days.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, we done it all in like 5 days because it was for a project based upon like inspirational artists from around the world. Like there was some magazine thing.
Because it was linked with the Tate as well, isn't it?
That's
That
how it ended
was
up coming
the
out.
Tate,
yeah.
And it was in memory of like someone like a mentor of mine called Ty who passed away.
Oh,
Oh, was
So-
he your mentor?
Yeah, man, I know him from way back. Like you get me?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
With the hip hop thing,
wow.
he used to
Yeah,
always-
yeah.
Yeah. He used to always pressure man in great ways. You get me? Do great things. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's sick.
So yeah, when he passed, it was like almost like a commemoration of that. So when it came to that thing, I was like, man, I had to talk about the ends, but man, they're in lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, man has to represent like, my hometown in a way that I think would be as honest as possible.
Yeah.
You get me? Because like Ty was very much about honesty and realness in his
Facts.
music. You get me? So yeah, that's what I did, and that's why it was as political as it was because that was just what came out. And
I
that's
don't
what
rep
was
the
it.
Union Jack,
Yeah.
but you'll get your Union jacked. Come on.
you know what, yeah, I really wanted to play that on radio, but I actually thought, well, the listeners that BBC Radio London have, there'll be a lot of complaints, like, why don't talk about the Union Jack like that?
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
let's unpack that though.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? Because obviously, and I think it goes with all of us here. Well, I'll speak for myself as well. That there is a love-hate feeling that you have with London and living in the UK.
100.
And all
They're
the-
two different things for you, though.
okay,
London is very
It's
specific.
his own country.
Yeah, it's this old
Yeah.
little hole of madness. like,
No, it is.
like when I leave like London, I enjoy England more. Like my perception of the country slightly changes. Like see London on its own, London is a rat race, bro.
Trust me.
It is.
Constant. Like
I actually think we age quicker in London. You know.
100%. Like them,
Everything.
they walk slow, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Man's
And
from
they have
Birmingham.
space.
Yeah,
Like, it's just different.
you know what I'm saying?
It is.
The man are strolling, like real life strolling. Like I'm walking behind people. Like,
People
yo,
always tell me I walk at like an out of London pace, and
No, you do.
I walk hella slow.
You do. There's times that you've been late and I see you strolling, and that's one thing that really irks me. I hate it when someone's late and I catch them
Imagine
strolling.
me
I
in
think,
school, you know.
yo, really?
It was the same thing. Punctuality was not always on point. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a thing where I was trying as well. It was actually just I just didn't have that urgency in me where it's like, yo, you're late, like run. I didn't have that. People have barged into me on Oxford Street and have been mad at me before, you know, like, yeah, come on, this is London, what are you doing? I'm like, yo, I live here too.
I'm from here.
Like,
I'm from here, like, I'm not a tourist.
Soul then, but not even outside London. They say good morning and stuff.
Yeah.
People,
That,
we're just rude here.
but the UK thing is even like, I feel like the UK thing, that's like man's heritage. Man doesn't have like a British heritage. You get me? As much as man might be like a Londoner and be from here, like man doesn't have a British heritage, and that's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? Like people can act, people can pretend. You get me? But the country will show man that man don't have a British heritage.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I look at them two as slightly two different things. Being a Londoner, yeah, that's almost like a culture and a mentality.
Yeah.
You get me? Rather than a heritage thing. Like man come here and get indoctrinated into this mad rat race of constant movement. Even when shit is hard, like you just gotta have a constant movement and wear yourself down to the ground. Yeah, no, that's a mad thing.
Literally. And then the pension age just gets higher and higher. Honestly, this is actually just slavery reinvented. To be fair.
How do you feel like that affects your music as well then?
What, being in London?
Yeah, because again, it's a pro-con thing. Like the way I see it is very pro-con, where like this is the capital, innit? This is where everything seems to happen.
If I'm
because
honest,
of that, competition's also mad.
Yeah, facts. You know what it is? If I'm honest, yeah, I want to leave the city, innit? Like, because I don't think that there's anything other than performing at live shows, and that's if you're getting booked consistently enough that you have to be here every day. Like that, there's not really much that has to keep man here. Like, if I want to make tunes with you, man's got studios, man can send things on the internet, bro. You get me? Man, I'm making tunes with people in different countries all over the world. I don't have to be in the same city to make bangers with man. The only thing that it comes down to is performances. That is really it, like, and appearances. And if it's like, boom, man can get here, then it's fine. Like, really and truthfully, like, London is I did a retreat in 2020. It was like a retreat, yeah.
Well, like writers' retreat.
Yeah.
Okay,
it was like a music thing. And the music from that still ain't come out. Like I said, you get me, man's been hoarding bare shit, like, you know what I mean? But there was like 11 of us, 12 of us.
Wow.
From London?
Nah, some people from Birmingham, but they're all my brethrens, innit?
Sick.
Like, I organised it with all of my brethrens.
Oh, you organised it, yeah?
Yeah, I organised it, you get me? Ended up getting like some mansion in the middle of nowhere. Like,
love that.
Like, closest fucking neighbours like half a mile. You get me? Let's bare greenery and that man's walking out in the back garden, going to the lake in the morning with a peppermint tea and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in my morning zoo and that, like, yo, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But see, creating in that space of no urgency, like and not trying to, oh yeah, I got to go here, or bro, yeah, we got an hour left of this session, bro, and then man's got to skeet out, like, man's just being like, yeah, you liking the tune, fam? I'm kind of hungry, you know.
Exactly. We'll get back to that.
Then we come back, you get me, man might have a bowl in hand, cooking up the tune, like all of them things there. That was one of the most enjoyable experiences for creating music I've ever had.
And did you hear a difference in the music that you created?
Yeah, like the one word I would say for that experience that I think translates in the music when the music does come out is that it's very immersive, innit? That I was able to immerse myself in the moment entirely without any kind of external pressure of man's got to go and do this afterwards, or man's got to go hit the ends, or man's got to go and butt this person, or you know, man was just in the middle of this yard, and I was like, you know, if I want to stop making this tune right now and go by the zoo or go have some food, like it's not right, I could go do that, innit? I might even go take a nap. You get me? And yeah, man, I want to do it again. I need to organise that shit again still.
That sounds lit.
Fully, I'm there as well.
I knew you were going to say that. You organised it.
I know you're the kind of person that can imagine being good in it. It was like a trial one.
He'd lead the morning meditation,
I don't mind, innit? Yeah, guys, it's rising.
Yeah, that's good. That's the one.
Then I'll be there ready for the drinks and everyone's done. You know what I mean? Like, let's have a few drinks, close the day.
No, the next one I want to do, I want it to be like at least a week long still. This one was like 3 days. It was nice, yeah, like a long weekend and that. It was nice, but yeah, I need a week. Still.
Yeah. And I think that is also like a what you need when you're in London. You need a break. You need to get out.
You can't do it here. Like,
you know
the city doesn't allow it.
Innit? And even just prices, like you probably. Could you afford to be in a studio for 24 hours or a week?
In London?
You have to rent it. You have to rent it month for month. That's what it is. And if you did, you're definitely not doing it on your ones. Unless you're an engineer and you can bring in the income to provide for the sessions. You get me? And yeah, that's another long thing. I
want to talk about studio, because I actually feel like there's unwritten rules about studio etiquette that has never been properly addressed.
Studio etiquette regarding what?
No, just like, you know, like I've been to many studio sessions. Some are just an absolute mess. Firstly, why is there 30 girls in the studio? No one's creating anything. Just drink. There's nothing productive coming out of it. Then there's some that are very, very different. Like, would you I'll ask both of you because you're artists? Like, what's your pet
And hey,
peeves?
Reezy,
when
you're
you
in
go?
the building, man. And yeah, he's smiling.
And hey, Reezy as
Even
well.
enough studios.
Okay,
Come on, man.
what's your pet peeves when you go to? Let's just say some random person holds you. Yo, come down to the studio. Like, I've got some beats for you. What
Go on,
annoys
yeah,
you?
go on.
That's
run that.
easy. The easy pet peeve is if you hollered me on a session thing, and I get there and there's bare people that are not contributing to the music that are in the sesh. That's just air, bro. Like, not obviously not a little 1-2s like, oh no, this is my brother. You get me?
Yeah.
That's cool. But when there's like 5, 6, 7, 8 plus people that are just there cheesing, but there's one man's recording. Especially if it's the first time I'm meeting you and I don't know none of them motherfuckers.
Yeah. Bro,
I'ma be there, like,
you've hit the nail on the
this
head, fam.
session's
Like,
it.
if you ask me to come, I'm coming to do some music in it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
coming to chill with you and your people. And
Yeah,
that. I don't mind if there's bare people usually, but especially if it's like the first time I'm rolling. Come on, man.
I'm not here to meet your mates.
And then
bro.
come on, man.
Honestly.
I'm not to do some music, man.
Honestly. Because I remember one time I was invited to the studio and I came through. Then like 2 hours later, yo, what you saying? Bare man just walking through. Then also, why is it now like I'm in Amsterdam? The whole thing is just smelling
that
of
sounds like a chat
weed.
shop studio.
Yeah, and at one point I actually thought, wait a minute, I don't even know this brother too long, you know. Like I'm just actually sat in this studio in the middle of nowhere with bare strangers around me. Lucky enough, they were actually mad cool. But like I actually just thought, why am I here? But I even thought from like a woman's lens and perspective. Why is that? That's not. Why would you think I'd be comfortable in that environment?
Alright, let me explain something.
Yeah, go on. Go on. Yeah, go on. No, go on.
No, do you know what? Because it's right. Because I feel like a lot of the time, it's just been bare man in the studio, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
and then a lot of people grow up thinking that that's what studio
Yeah,
is.
that's
So
how
they
you
think
run it.
that's what it actually has to be. Because more time, I feel like most people would actually prefer to be in the studio probably just with like them and the producer
Facts.
and whoever.
100%.
They'd be more efficient. But
everything.
them like, oh yeah, studio. Oh,
Yeah,
buddy,
man,
you come
them-
studio.
even
Yeah,
like,
man,
you
them
need to get a
studio.
drink,
Yeah,
you need
some
to do
more,
all of
yeah,
that,
man.
like-
Oh, bro, yeah. I just picked up. Yeah, cool. What time you getting there?
Yeah. You got a drink. Yeah. Come and juice, fam.
Facts, I'm rolling. I'm
Like,
like,
studios are motive to a lot of people.
Facts,
Like,
yeah, 'cause
it's
it's a thing to
fashionable
do.
thing. It's
It is,
like
innit?
people that have no like I've got brethren that don't make no music, and there's some brethren that I know you're a person that contributes regardless of what situation it is, or regardless of whether you're a person that is involved in this. You will just give your opinion. So I like having those friends in the studio.
Yeah.
I like having those people that you're not necessarily creative, but you'll voice your opinion and be like, oh yeah, I'm digging this, or bro, I'm not gonna lie, there's something about it I don't like.
Yeah.
Those people, I appreciate those people. But a lot of people just be like, when I did have a studio, oh, you in the studio, yeah? Like, can I come to the studio, yeah?
You see when you did that voice, what? Who's
who's
like? Because that sounds like a
That
girl
sounds
straight
like
away.
a woman.
Yeah, straight away.
That was more than one person. That was more than one woman. But like, it's a fashionable thing. Man, them when I come to the studio
To say
maybe
that at
it's because-
studio, like
maybe it's because I'm a rapper and the man them that I know me to be a rapper. More time when it's man them that when I come studio, it's because you asked about the 30 girls, that's why I did that voice as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? More time when it's the man them that want to come studio, man them are like, yo bro, I either want to hear music or I want to get into making music. You get me? More time when it's the man them, or yeah bro, I just want to see what your thing is like. You get me? Like, oh, what you make tunes, bro, I want to come see, bro. Like, you get me? Like, it's more that kind of thing.
Yeah.
When girls are like, oh, you're in the studio, yeah? Like, I feel like girls that don't make music, like, might have a mad perception.
They just
of
want to
what
be
it's
around
supposed to be.
rappers and
Yeah,
trappers.
like, oh, you're not drinking and that, yeah? Like, I've had girls call me to come to the studio at 3 a.m. Like, and I'm like, you don't even know if I'm awake.
It's the after party vibe.
You don't even know if I'm
don't know if
awake.
I'm awake.
You don't even know if I'm awake. I'm just here with the man them bunning zoots and that because I'm making tunes till 8 a.m. So when you're there, like, oh yeah, can I come to the studio? Alright, if you want to. But if you was to then
If you
be there,
understand,
you'd be
innit?
like, why is there just bad girls in
Yeah,
the studio?
but then also
Like,
on the flip side of that, I'm sorry, there are absolutely men that invite women to the studio to work with them,
100%.
but they're actually just trying
that
to sing.
definitely happens.
100%.
That
Let's
definitely
unpack
happens.
that.
I used to have a rule in order to
Unpack
avoid that
that.
ever being the perception, yeah, that like if you're coming to the studio and we've never worked together, I always tell you to come with someone. Like, come and bring one of your people. Like, feel as comfortable as you want to create the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Because man's trying to orchestrate an environment where you feel comfortable working in. Because that's what we're here for.
Well, thank you.
You get me? Because that's what it has to
Because
be.
there's some man out here, really and truly, they're actually just trying to ting.
Nah, facts.
And I'm not gonna name names, but when it's actually like things have been created, then suddenly, now we have to add in the business side because the business you thought you were getting, you didn't get. You got a track, you know what I mean? But some man actually just use that as like a trap.
No, they do.
Back then a woman,
Do you know what it is, yeah? That's mad. You see how it's a job. It's a job, innit? But you see how no one thinks of it as a job. No one thinks when you're going to the studio, it's like a job, because the same creeps that are in office workspaces are the same creeps that could be engineers or whatever.
True.
So it's like the same.
True.
So if you don't put the same boundaries in place that you would at work, like if you started a new job and like you said, like man was like, oh yeah, we're having the meetings at some strip club at 9 o'clock or the meetings at 11 p.m. and you come by yourself, like would you go to your first day at work at 11 p.m. by yourself? But a lot of people, like, because it's like it just all starts to get blurry because the studio, it's I guess that's just what happens. So it's like, yeah, it's mad.
And I keep it real. I think like for a lot of people, like you're saying in terms of that perception of it, people don't look at it as work. A lot of people are not looking at what they do creatively as an occupation. A lot of people are looking at it like when you ask like, oh, does it help you get girls, like being the rapper? A lot of men rap to get girls. Like, let's not
they do.
like, a lot of men do things that are now fashionable, like somewhat fashionable, like being a creative or being an entrepreneur
or having podcasts.
You get me? It's all like, like I'm somebody, I'm cool, I'm rare.
Yeah.
Obviously, man did that long before. Like, man made music long before it was really
before
cool,
anyone was saying anything nice, innit?
Yeah, you get me? Like, people looking at man as a scruffy little school uniform, bro. I'm trying to get these shoes, and it was like, you're shit.
Exactly.
I was still there
On
doing
the Sony Ericsson, all of that, like, allow it, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but for some man, it's like it's a comeuppance. Like, it's an access point.
Facts.
Of come to the studios. And I was even talking to someone about this yesterday. A certain man that even the women that they choose to work with, they're women that they believe that they can run that pattern with. You know what I'm saying? Of come to the studio, Even if some of these men are really sick musically, like these men have to be terrible. But I know that you utilize the music for those perks. Babes, come to the studio, man. Like it's me and you, and the tunes are dead. But it's not even that. It's not even that you're a shit artist.
The wrong vibe is there,
it's just
though,
that
innit?
you got this any girl that you're like, she's a leg thing. Badders, just come to the studio, And it's
They're trying to do that Schoolboy Q studio love, innit? In the studio, innit? They're trying to recreate
you
that.
gotta know your objective in the studio, man. It's there to make music.
But I actually know a lot of like artists like that are women that will talk loads of times about just how uncomfortable they felt.
I've heard loads of women say this, you know.
Same.
Like loads of women, not at my studio sessions, of course, but just generally speaking to different, especially women artists, I'll be like, it's so normal how many times like they may have been approached in a really inappropriate way in the studio. I'm like, because obviously I don't see it, I don't really notice anything a lot of the time, or it's just them and whoever else are in the studio with when they say it, and I think, like the experience you have of just trying to make music is different to me. Yeah, like I'm going studio, I'm just trying to make music
you don't
straight.
Have to think
That's
whether
it.
brother's going to try and move to you.
What? What?
What would you actually
I'm in the
do?
mood. I'm rapping. Come on. Wow,
it's sad.
It's mad though, isn't it?
No, for women, I definitely like that. It's one different. There is definitely mad, isn't it? Like, and it's like that's what I'm saying. For me, it was like man had to do specific things to orchestrate things in a manner so you know that this is a safe space. You know what I'm saying?
But just simply having more women in the space changes the dynamic so much.
100%.
Also, have any of you worked with a woman producer?
Yeah, I got the last tune in my garden was produced by a woman.
This is what I like to hear. This is why you're sort of chosen in this space.
Hey, like Lonely Central. Yeah, she's a lady. She's amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
because there's actually a lot of firstly, women are very underrepresented in the music industry, and I mean, I don't think I've ever worked with or come across a woman producer.
No, I got loads of women in my team, to be fair. Like the London City, the video was shot by my brethren Olivia.
Love
you get
that.
me? Like I guess maybe that's why, like when you're saying you don't see it, I think because I've been in so many different studio spaces that are not mine or not orchestrated by the people I mess with. The man's just seeing bare different. Oh, right, this was happening over here. But over here on my side, you get me. Yeah, the women are cool. The women are safe. The women are good. Like you get me, because that's what we're about. You get me. Especially like you said, because man, look at this as work. Man's not looking at this
like
on
it's
any
not just
angle
a hobby,
of
innit?
Yeah, bro. It's not a hobby. It's not an
fun.
access point. It's not a thing of man can get gal if man make the tune like this big man. Yeah, she might come to the like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you get me. It's mad. You get me. And obviously, certain man you got to understand as well. Same way you was talking about, you get creeps at work. More time creeps at work is because they ain't got nothing else but work. A lot of people, you ain't got nothing else in your life, or you never had nothing in your life before you started doing music or came into this music thing. You get it?
You just lose composure, or like you're getting bare attention now.
And you're like,
you're losing composure.
yeah.
Get the drugs, baby. I got attention.
Not the one, man.
It's true. Okay, let's go back to like. Actually, I feel like I've always just cut you from saying something. Do you want to?
No, that's cool because all of this is making me
cool. I
think.
thought you were gonna start on me.
It's making me think of the first time I think I met you properly, innit? Which was at Mode when we went to the radio set, and that was an interesting chapter just for me generally, innit? Because obviously with how I am now with music, it's funny to even think of me in those sets sometimes where it's like, right, that was you, like.
Wow,
But
what was you like?
That I hear it.
that
in
was
your
my
music, though.
grime era, like I was proper in it.
more-
But I hear it in your music proper though.
It's still there because that's what we grew up on, innit?
Yeah, but other people might not know that certain elements come from that. You get it?
Exactly, because you were there, like innit? But a lot of other people think, "Wow, really?" Like, yeah, but trust me, we were both in there, like running around all these
Serious
different
lyrics.
sets every week, North London, South London, wherever it was, just everywhere.
Sometimes
Yeah,
3 sets a day in different locations. Like
It was like talk on this because this is a whole aspect of UK music that I think a lot of people don't get it, especially if they're slightly younger maybe, or they just didn't listen to radio sets. They just
talk
weren't
about
in
radio.
that.
Talk about radio.
Yeah, like that
Okay.
whole culture.
Right. Radio is the foundation to every good live performance, in my personal opinion. Like in terms of as an MC, you see, Bear Man can rap, and you can rap in the booth, big man.
True.
You see, Grime man know how to destroy the microphone. Like, you get it. Like, man know how to go there, take the mic and
Yeah. Facts.
because that's what man come from. Man come from 30 man in a room.
It's
Bare man
sweaty.
don't know each other. Man them got shanks on them. Man them are danking Bear Crow. This, that, and the third. Everyone's looking at each other.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, who's gonna say it on who? And man having to force their way to the mic and and make these man that look at you like a mutt believe that this shit's hard.
Yeah, and you can't come with just a 16.
You can't. And yeah, it's not just
No
a 16
way.
thing. You got to be ready for the war and convince these man like, okay, this shit is barzing.
Yeah,
This shit is
yeah.
shelling. You get me? And I see many MCs come to them spaces and never come back.
Oh shit.
Never make music again.
Never
It's not a
come
joke.
back.
It's not
Wow.
They're not
I've
around
seen
no
man get
more.
Crushed. Like, I've seen man get annihilated. I've seen man go into grime sets and you've never made grime again.
No,
You said,
facts.
ooh,
Swallowed up.
Facts.
These man, that's what they're man like, nah, I'm not on it, I'm not on it. You get me? Because that is the battleground. That is
Facts.
our version to me of battle rap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without necessarily I'm dissing, telling you suck your mum directly
Exactly.
and all these things.
But it's so competitive.
It's
Like
competitive.
you have to be prepared every time you go to a set. Like, I just remember the energy in those kind of rooms. Imagine this room we're in now, but there's 3 times as many people and there's one microphone. Imagine all of us just
Yeah.
talking the way we are now.
Couldn't have that in COVID.
The way you even have to hold the mic is different. Like the everything about grime sets is so unique, and I think you're right. Like to be a great projector and performer, especially as an MC, if you haven't gone through that training ground there,
It's a different thing.
you're missing out on something really, really, really special.
That makes a lot of
really
sense.
special.
And it's see grime, yeah. Like you said, the competitiveness, yeah. To me, that is the only, because it's the foundation. I'm always competitive in the rap thing, and it's
Okay.
not even on a ban my man or ban my man's thing. But if me and Lem's on a tune now, yeah, if he spins me, I'm gonna be like, rah, bro. I let my brother spin me like
Yeah,
that. I'll be like,
calm down,
yo,
happy, innit?
I'll be like, yo, Lems, yeah, I got a next beat for you. Let's run something else. Let's go again. Let's go again, bro. About 1-0.
Yeah.
Let's go again. Because
Right,
that's what the energy man come from.
Okay, so all right, how would you in what way do you measure that someone's spun you?
Just personal opinion.
Just no, yeah.
No, but like
But sometimes you know though.
Okay.
Like if you're a good MC, you will know. Only dead MCs don't know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Dead
Yeah.
MCs don't know. Oh yeah, this is hard, bro. Like bro, yeah, we sound good in the tune.
Yeah,
you get
nah.
me? You're dead,
you
bro.
know,
Shit,
you know when
like,
this happened. You
like,
know, innit?
okay.
When someone just said even if it's a single bar where you're like, yeah, that's the bar of the tune, maybe.
That is the bar
It's
of the
like,
tune.
yeah,
That's the
and it's
caption
like,
lyric.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, they got
Okay.
or the way they enter with their verse is just like, yeah, there's a feeling that
Right.
different people spit and give you, and
Sorry, even the recording. Sometimes people got the your delivery on that verse, even if you weren't saying the most, you just bagged it, bro.
Yeah.
A man's struggling, slipping in and out of the pockets and that.
I'm like, this ain't my genre, really, innit? Like,
whack-a-mole, just bow, and looking it down. I'm like, whoa, serious.
Okay, because this makes a lot of sense. Because one of the questions I was going to ask, but now I feel like you've answered it, is like, because growing up, obviously, I was never in a set. Believe it, I was never there. But I was a massive fan of grime.
Yeah.
And I would love to go and watch like people performing and that. But I was so tired of hearing the bars of like, I'm the best in the game. And I'm thinking like, bro, I've actually never heard of you. Everyone's the best in the game. But you're actually here doing a free set, so you're not.
Free set.
No, but it's like, but now I get it though, because I used to actually wonder, because sometimes I would like roll my eyes like someone's about to join, especially if like you're after school and everyone's around like with the Tony Erickson playing the beat, I'm the best in the game, and it's like you're actually still in school, like you're not.
You know what? Yeah, I think that's why grime MCs or people that stem from grime and hip hop as well, because you get me, grime is a derivative of hip hop. Oh, sorry, the other way around. But yeah,
no, you're right.
It was alright the first time.
Right,
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It's the Bacardi. It's the Bacardi. But yeah, in terms of it being like that competitive edge, like when you're that young and you don't know what it is that you're doing, certain youths that you are nobody. And I'm not even dissing them, man. You get me? Because people have to find themselves in all sorts of ways. But that's why I'm saying that I think for us it's easy to suss that a lot of people are in this thing to be somebody in it, because it is that I'm not the best in the game, but I'm going to say I'm the best in the game. So one day when I'm the best in the game, I can say I was the best in the game.
Make it to you, make it.
I was saying great back, bro.
I was the best. You get me? I'm saying it. You get me? But really, yeah, brother, you get me used to scratch your bum in school and that. You get me? I know I used to rate you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fam? You used to lose all your money up and that. You get me? And you couldn't punch no one up when you want to take back your £2 that you lost. You get me? And you knew you'd be hungry after school. Like all of those things there. But you'd be like, I'm the best in the game. You get me? I've got a shank in the chain. Wait, you get me? But your mum gives you beats, fam. Your mum gives you beats and all these things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man. A lot of people create lives for themselves within their creativity, and my angle is more. I'd rather express my life in my creativity. You get me? Life is hard, dog.
Do you feel like being from N.E.W.H.A.M is something that really shapes how you approach music? Because as you even said at the beginning when we were talking about the ends that were from, you said N.E.W.H.A.M's got the best MCs or whatever it was, innit? Which
wow, no, what he said.
I'll agree. I can't even lie. Like N.E.W.H.A.M's got a different water system going through there, bro. Yeah. Like
I'll explain what I personally think it is about N.E.W.H.A.M.
Go on.
N.E.W.H.A.M is the most struggled borough in the city,
country almost.
Yeah.
No, it actually is.
That's what it is.
When I worked in housing, N.E.W.H.A.M was absolutely. It's got the highest rate of homelessness.
It's like the ghetto, bro.
You know, it is
actually.
And it has the most. There's like over 300 languages spoken in Europe.
Yeah.
It's the most like. There's the most immigrants, and I'm not saying obviously immigrants don't make places a bad place, but in terms of people trying to find ways to work through a system, like, you know what I'm saying, like there's so many people that are dealing with a language barrier, dealing with a financial barrier, dealing with immigration, right. In terms of all types of traumas, all types of madness, all types of effery, you get me? It's N.E.W.H.A.M, bro. Like, man has seen everything in the ends. I've walked like places that I've seen. Like, and seen the madness that they're all within a radius that I can walk in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get me? Even if they're not close, I can walk there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the ends.
And you know, as like a young black boy growing up in that, how did that actually make you feel about yourself?
My mum tried to keep me away from it as much as possible because my mum's a N.E.W.H.A.M girl. You get me? My mum went to school in the ends. You get me?
So she already knows.
She already knows. So she tried to keep me away from it as much as possible. But you see, man, like there's certain things that you just relate to naturally, innit? I don't know if it's a blood thing. I don't know. There's so many things I've questioned in life, like when it's like, rah, so how did all these mad things happen? You know what I'm saying? Or how did all these occurrences that I've written about actually go down? And I don't know whether it's a location thing or whether it's like a heritage thing because both my parents are from the ends or whatever. But man has just always been around certain things and they were normalized to me until my mum and other people that tried to garner different success for me showed me other routes, innit? Or showed me other opportunities that just made me have kind of like this duality of, rah, bro, there's this side of the world, and man is over here in the ends dealing with this side of the world. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't ever get to see that side.
So true,
you get me? So I'm fortunate, you get me? But like, I do have that duality of, rah, man has to sustain both. I have to aim and can keep these amazing experiences up and meeting amazing people that are so far removed from the ends, that hear the music or hear the creativity, that are like, oh wow, this is amazing. We need to put this here. We need to put this on the late at Tate, or you know what I'm saying? All of
The
these
late
things.
at
Like, I need to meet those people and continue garnering those experiences. But at the same time, I can't ever lose my relation to the ends and everything that it's shown me, because that's what has prepared
That's
me.
foundations,
Well,
isn't it?
you get me? Yeah, that's foundations.
So do you code switch then?
Did I code switch?
Do you code switch when you're
No, I'm too
you're
lazy, you know?
navigating? I swear down.
I'm too lazy, dog. When I get comfy about my upper class white friends,
Yeah.
I start talking like, yeah, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know me, like my life's different from yours, mate. You know what I mean?
There's a slight little tweak in there. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, the mate.
I know, but
innit?
see that's football. When I chat to my English people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm from you, you know what I mean? From East London, you know what I mean?
That's the thing, because I feel like Cockney Englishness is so embedded in N.E.W.H.A.M as well. Like,
N.E.W.H.A.M and Bo.
yeah, that A13 strip there. I just feel like it's like coming from Leytonstone, it's still east, but it even feels separate from like N.E.W.H.A.M,
You lot are north
Tower
east.
Hamlets. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the line is that makes it slightly different, but maybe it's wants
know
to flats and all that bit. I'm not far from. I'm probably as close to Tottenham as I am to you.
Yeah, facts.
Like Tottenham's not far from me at all, but
That's why I like North.
okay.
It reminds me of you lot.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
The in-betweeners.
Yeah, it reminds me of you
Okay.
lot. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I go later than you with Dubs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
that
don't
makes
want to come
sense.
about the store and that.
That
But
makes sense.
Yeah, that's why. The North reminds me of you lot still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
Come
you're
on.
right when you touched upon like people showing you what outside the ends is like, because I think that's also what was a big part, because I grew up in the ends as well, but my mum was very like we're going to museums, we're going to go to art galleries, you're going to be a bit bougie out here to know that that's what you can do and you can exist in those spaces. But then I knew people that didn't really get out much like that, so
100%.
the ends is all they knew.
You're on the block every day.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Posted on a block
Every day.
every day. You're still in.
Every day. I can't judge them lot, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, that's all you know. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like I've always, like I went bare schools. So even like leaving the ends to go to school, I'm seeing bare different areas that people ain't even seeing. Like seeing bare different little ecosystems of behaviour. Like I went Bishop Chandler for a while.
I swear.
Yeah.
Alright then.
It's in Shadwell.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Tower
how.
Hamlets.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say anything.
That's how. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I went
Yeah.
Bishop Chandler for a while.
Okay.
So, yeah, you get me. And then sixth form, I ended up getting bonds for a little bit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So man's been dotted around in all different parts of the ends, outside the ends, rare, all through my life, innit? So my whole thing is I've always been able to see different shit, but I have to come back to the ends, innit? Because man, when I'm from, you get me, you get me. So I always just come back to the ends. There's the point I was going to school in Kent.
Oh really?
Yeah, out there.
Oh then.
So would you leave? Like,
Would I leave?
At the beginning you were like, I'd only live in East London, but that's with your current situation of how you're living
That's
right now,
within
but-
London. Within London, I'd
Okay.
probably only live in East London
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
it was North. I would definitely leave because I would probably like living in Birmingham, or
Okay.
Manchester for a
Oh
little while.
yeah, I like Birmingham.
Secondary cities, you know what I'm saying? And they're just a bit more mellow, but they still got the activity that won't keep me bored. Like man can't live in countryside,
Yeah,
do you get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah.
That's all
Out
got OT and that. Like you get me? Man can't live in OT, you know what I'm saying? That. So you get me? Man would have to go Manchester or Birmingham if I was to stay in the country. But if I had the finances, but I'm out of here, dog.
Out of the whole country.
Out of the whole country. I'm gone, fam. What?
Wow.
Where to though? We're like,
Yeah,
oh,
where?
weekend.
Where?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to either South America, the Caribbean,
Yeah.
maybe Canada. And I'm African, but I ain't going to Africa.
Oh swear.
No.
I feel like everyone says,
But that's
I've
only
got
because
Canada on
I'm
my
not
list
connected
as
to my
well.
family. Sorry, go on. What did you say?
No, sorry, I was just saying. I feel like everyone says
Canada, but I think there's a lot of similarities.
There is. There's
in our
there's
culture.
Is that what it?
very-
Because I've
there's
never
big
been to
overlap.
Canada. I don't think I know many people from there. But for whatever reason, I'm like, I could live in Canada. And
No, you can.
why?
They've got a very Jamaican influence, like the same influences that influence our culture.
Yeah.
They
Are the
share
ones that
those.
get
innit?
those, okay.
The only thing is that they have a very large East African community, like they have a very large Somali community over there, from what I know. But it's just a mellow America, isn't it? It's like in between. us.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you
That
get
sounds
me?
like me slightly.
You know what I'm saying? America's a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I spent a lot of time in
much.
Chicago. I had a lot of friends in Chicago. You get me? Them brothers are crazy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
I had a cousin
You know what
from
I'm
there.
saying?
He had to move because he's like, fam, It's
I
too
was
much.
supposed to move there. You get me?
Oh,
I don't even.
Really?
I think
Like, I'm
they're
kind of
the
glad you didn't. Man.
Oh, rah then. Rah.
At the age I would have moved as well. Yeah, no, I couldn't take N.E.W.H.A.M over there, bro. They wouldn't let me come back.
Rah then. But you said you wouldn't go Africa.
I wouldn't go Africa because I'm not very close to my family,
Okay.
other than my mum.
Right, yeah.
And I feel like if I did want to establish something over there, or the people that I do see very much endorsing, establishing things back home, they have a very strong connection to their family and their lineage.
You could build that.
I would go there if I had
Yeah.
the funds.
Yeah.
Like if it was just a question of funds and it was like, say, I've been Gambia. Gambia's a beautiful country. You get me? Like, so if I had something an initiative that was to bring me to Africa, it's not that I wouldn't go there. I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
But because I'm not very close to my family like that, like,
Yeah.
you get me? It's just like,
yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I just pick somewhere that is beautiful in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. Because what you're South African? Is it fully South African?
No, I'm half Nigerian. Yeah.
Okay, guys, sorry, I need to go. I'm joking.
You're very comfortable. Nah,
You know
don't
what
lie,
you
man.
Everyone goes mad when they found out the night. Everyone thinks I'm a yard man, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
but-
I fully thought you were like Caribbean.
No, I grew up
did as
around
well,
yardies.
can't lie,
Like,
I
I grew up
did as
around
well.
yardies. You know what I'm saying? And my mum, like I said, we're not very close to our family. So like my upbringing, although there's certain things culturally my mum passed on to me. Like it's not like I missed out on cultural food or anything like that. And it's not like we didn't go back home. Like man's been back home multiple times in terms of South Africa, Zimbabwe, all of them things there. But my mum, like man used to celebrate Kwanzaa.
Okay.
And in the UK, the community of those people are very Caribbean.
Yeah.
You get me? They're like,
Yeah.
you get me? Like them Caribbeans that are
Rasta
pro-black.
almost.
You get me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Rasta.
the Pan-African.
You get me? The
Yeah.
cheeky.
Proper,
You get
proper,
me?
yeah.
And then when I make sure them have bun and cheese.
Yeah,
you get me?
yeah,
Rice and peas. You get me? I make sure everyone fed, everyone watered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, you get me? And that's what man grew up on. So like, I almost attribute that to my London experience or being a Londoner because I'm
That's
not
like
Caribbean.
all of those types
Yeah.
of
Melting
the
pot.
diaspora came together, innit?
You know what I'm saying?
In
Yeah.
London, like.
So, and obviously when I was young, man, used to go to, there used to be like things in like Leighton and that. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that,
yeah.
there used to be like bare little, young black people, them things and all of that.
No
Like,
stress. I imagine you've probably been to my uncle's spot without even knowing it was
Bookshop.
his spot.
on Leighton High Road.
On Leighton High Road, just under Leighton Midland Road Station, there's a spot there.
Oh, I have been to that spot still.
I knew it. Yeah,
you see, that's what I'm
I
saying,
knew
man.
it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I love that
Look at
connection,
it,
bro.
look
I
at
love
us
that
now.
connection. Yeah, man.
Hey,
Who
come
don't
on,
know
man.
it?
That's a spot. Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out
man.
to my uncle.
Man's like an African yardie apparently. But
Like, because I was shocked. But then I was like, okay. No.
I definitely prefer bashment and
Who
dance.
would've thought?
Oh, swear down.
Yeah.
He dances at Amapiano.
Yeah, no, that's my country though.
But are you
yeah.
dancing
Yeah,
to it?
me there. You see, you get me? I'm there still, I'm there. Yeah. I'm there shocking out to a young Amapiano in a rave. I can't have a whole Amapiano rave though. That's a bit
No,
much.
that's too much, man.
That's
That's
a
like
house
if I
rave.
went to a whole house rave.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Which
That's
I've
what-
done before. And
We
it's
used to do
tiring.
it. That was the thing back
That's
in the day.
tiring.
the
People need to
houses.
take drugs for that,
I
man.
know,
You
what I'm
know
saying.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
know,
get me?
innit?
Yeah.
Just to keep going.
Just to keep going, but
I know,
I wasn't built for that.
Yeah, I got
Ganja
that.
farmer.
Yeah, I got that. Okay, so you also got music, or you got your mixtape, Intimate Affairs.
Yeah, I want to go into
Because you
this
you
side of you,
skimmed
innit?
over the Getting Gal, but I'm sorry, who's Intimate Affairs for?
Facts.
Boom.
Teach a man how to really feel. What? What? 'Cause that's
You really
not.
got-
You weren't spraying those bars in the sets. What?
You know what? Listen.
Oh, you're on the ropes. He's on the ropes.
Yeah, you did say
This
it's
is the
like, it's
other
gonna be like
side.
I'm in the dock, innit?
Yeah, let's unpack
Yeah,
this.
let's unpack, man.
You wanna know how Intimate Affairs came into being?
Please.
Because it's a trilogy, innit?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The
yeah.
older versions, you probably have heard the most recent one. In the time that I've known you, that would have been the most recent one. But I've actually done 3.
Okay.
Yeah. And technically, Intimate Affairs was the first EP that I released on SoundCloud,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. I think it was SoundCloud, yeah. And all it was is that I was going to bare Grime motives and shelling at sets, and people really love one-liners at Grime sets, bro.
Yeah.
And I get bored.
Yeah.
Like I love Grime, don't get it twisted. Like, and I love like technical Grime. Like I said, like the best MCs come from N.E.W.H.A.M. That's all D-Double gets, Kano. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like them man there, that's technical Grime.
Yeah.
Like N.E.W.H.A.M, man, you get me even on a young boy thing, criminal.
Yeah.
Technical Grime. Like so, but if it's not technical Grime and it's just like, you get me, the one-liner Grime, it just used to bore, man. And I was like, before people just see me as this, you get me. And at the time I was young, I was doing certain things that was allowing the music to sound very angry. I was just like, before I dropped my mixtape, I need to drop something for the girls. So I dropped a 3-track version of Intimate Affairs, or 4. No, it was 4 tracks, sorry. And I dropped it, and everyone went nuts for it. Like, man was going to sets, you get me? I ain't gonna say certain MCs' names, you get me? Because they're big superstars now, and they'll probably be like, oh, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get me? So man used to come up to me and be like, hey, Eklipse, bro, this is some different shit, bro. Man can sit and listen to this with my ting, with my girl. Like, this is vibes. Like, yo, you get me? And then obviously man kept on doing the Grime thing, dropped my next mixtape, Dark Matters, and dropped one thing called the Haze cassette, which is like a weed project, and all of these other different niche things. And gal kept on coming up to me, do another Intimate Affairs, do another Intimate Affairs, do another. You get me? So I was like, alright,
Before
cool.
DMs times, yeah.
Anyway, I had to be face to face.
That wasn't before DMs actually. It was before DMs still. I didn't know, nah, there was DMs still. But then I've done Intimate Affairs 2. And I was like, when I done 2, I was like, I don't really like 2s, innit? I'm an odd number kind of guy. You
can't leave it there.
Yeah, unless it's a 10. Unless it's a 10, I don't really like even numbers, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, cool, do a 3rd one, close the chapter properly. And that's the last one, the Intimate Affairs behind the scenes.
Right, okay.
And I feel like that was the most polished version out of all of them. From the aesthetic to the cover to the photo shoot that I done.
Yeah, because that was with Anissa
Marie.
Yeah, that was with Anissa. Yeah.
Nick the Kid featured on it as well.
Yeah, Nick the Kid's on that. There's dope people on that. JJ47's on that, on the production thing. Dubs D mixed it down. Like, there's just loads of people that, you get me, like, man was working with closely at the time, and some of them I'm still working with closely now, like, that have just contributed to that. So it was just a real cool, let's bring the amalgamation of things together. You know what I'm saying? Like, Earbuds is on the production, like, I've known him from way back. Like, there's just, it was really, really good to make that one. But I don't think I'll ever do another one again. Still,
really?
Nah, not in Intimate Affairs, man.
But you do more tunes of that kind of flavor, but just not an intimate. Okay.
Yeah, man's got gratitude. Yeah, man's got gratitude. I got sex rhythm.
Ladies, don't worry. That deep voice is coming back still. There was a whole tune called Barry. Like, is that because of wasn't it Barry White?
Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, you got Barry White.
Okay, honestly, do you put it on a little bit?
No,
I feel like you just put it on slightly then, and you're like, yeah.
Alright, boom. Because you know it is. You know it is. Alright, when I'm happy and I'm talking to people comfortably, in order to talk to people comfortably, right now I'm talking from the top of my voice.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm talking from here.
Yeah.
If I sit down and relax, I talk like this.
If
I actually just relax, I talk like if you was to call me in the morning and be like, yeah, we said EK, you good? I'll be like, yeah.
I swear.
I'm sure you voice
It's getting deeper and deeper. It's like we're going low.
This one I'm talking like this because it doesn't really make sense. You can't.
No,
really
this
hear
is
what I'm
some
saying.
fucking
Like,
trance, bruv.
No, this is the next thing, isn't it? Like, so more time I just try to talk like this because it just sounds normal. Like,
Yeah, that's like a fucking.
Yo,
Yeah,
we need you to do an
sheesh.
opera or something, man.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I need to start doing some voice
That's a
acting
real
and some
switch
shit,
up.
innit?
If you called me
Do
up
you know what?
about a personal
I can
injury, I
really,
would have
really
had
see
one.
that though.
Wait, what did you say?
What did you say?
I'm sorry, that was too much going on.
And forget what I said. What did you say?
Nah, it's gone in it, man. It's gone.
Whoa. That's one drink though, yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, say this.
Yes, I did have an accident. In the last 5 years, I did. With that fucking voice, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, it's a bad thing.
And obviously that must have like. So wait, because you done Intimate Affairs. Obviously, let's say your voice was a lot higher. Do you think it would have landed the way it landed?
Definitely not. But my life would not have landed the way my life has landed.
Because of
Key attribute.
Yeah, no, it's like people always talk about it, innit? Like same way my eyes, like, my life wouldn't be the same if I didn't have lazy eye. Like I wouldn't be EK in the way I'm EK. If you know what I mean. Like there's certain fundamental like components to an individual that it's like, oh, okay.
And would you say one of them is being a Cancerian? See? Because we touched on star signs.
We did, and you said someone here is going to be able to explain some
do you know
stuff.
what it is? So this is how me and EK got to talking so much.
Okay.
Because I think it was over lockdown. It was over lockdown, and I feel like the only way you kind of met new people was like over Instagram. And I think I saw something you done. No, I think it was the project you done with like Kieran Booth and all that.
Oh, Lucy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And then I just followed bare artists from that. Cause I was like, yo, these are
Everyone's
dope.
Yeah, it was like Silhouette's project before Silhouette's project kind of thing,
Yeah,
innit?
and then he's posting up best stories, gunning down Sagittarius this. It's because I'm a Cancer this. I'm thinking, yo, I don't really meet many guys that are proper into star signs like that.
Now man's into the whole chart. When you were talking about the chart,
What got you into it?
you know, I hate the description of cancers, innit?
Okay.
Why?
What is
Maybe
the general?
sideways.
For those who don't know, what's the description of cancer?
Apparently we're sensitive, we're cry babies, we're full of lovies.
I'm not gonna lie. Right now, you're kind of,
Yeah,
you know,
you're kinda crying.
No. You know what I was saying? I'm emotional. But I never used to sit like that because a lot of my emotion was anger when I was a youth. You get me? So I used to detest such description about I'm emotional.
Yeah.
You get me?
Sensitive.
And until I met one of my close brothers, and his birthday is 2 days after mine, and he was the first male cancer that I'd met. I was like, this brother is really similar to man.
Mad.
Like weirdly similar to man. Even if we don't like agree on things or get things in the same, like he always, how can I say it? He always feels the same way I feel about shit. You get me? Like if I feel educated, I'm like, this brother gets it. I said, what's that? Like 2 days apart. I don't really know many brothers born in July. You know what I'm saying? So when I checked it up after that, I was like, okay, sensitive. And then it said something about because they're sensitive, we can be quick to anger. And I said, oh yeah, that's it. Oh, that's what they're talking about. I get it now. And then yeah, I don't even remember why I researched it a bit more.
Because you know your rising and your moon sign.
Moon sign, Taurus.
So break it down.
Scorpio.
What's the
Please.
difference? Rising,
For us novices,
moon.
like what's going on?
Raw, boy.
So,
This is what he's been waiting for. Forget all the grime stuff, intimate affairs. This is the fun.
I'm about to get into the set now.
Yeah. Sorry, let's get out the sage and stuff. Yeah. Come on.
Now, so like your sun sign is your actions, isn't it?
Okay.
Like they tend to be like the way that you might orchestrate yourself in like not necessarily public environments, but generally speaking, you know, they're like your sun sign is very like general. You get me when you're out and about, when you're seen. You know what I'm saying? Your rising sign is the face that you present to the world. So the way that people might interact with you if they don't know you, or they've never seen you before.
Okay.
You get me?
So your rising is what? When you were born and the sun was rising, this is where you were in the world. Is that?
You don't have to take it so literally like that.
Well, how do you define rising? As I said, for a novice like me, what's rising?
You know what? To be fair, that's something I've never questioned. Some people call it ascendant. You get me? Sometimes it's your ascendant.
But it is about where all the planets were aligned when you were born.
But yes,
the time
your
you were
whole
born.
chart is about the position
Yeah.
of the planets in proximity to where you were born at the time that you were born.
Okay, cool.
That's what the whole thing is about.
Cool.
But your moon sign is your emotions. So some people look at your moon sign as like the innermost you, like the truest you. But obviously not everyone will get to see that. And then obviously with the planets, it's broken down to different aspects of your personality. So when people talk about Mercury being in retrograde, Mercury is the communication planet.
Oh yeah.
So when Mercury's in retrograde, everyone's like, oh, talking to everyone's fucked up. Everyone's pissing me off. I'm tired of everyone. Leave me alone. You get me? Because communication is all out of whack. Venus is your love. Mars is your aggression or how you assert yourself or your sexual behavior. So yeah, like it's all different aspects. And when I first read through my chart, I was harrowed and horrified at the things that I saw that related to myself. And I said, oh my God.
So what is your rising and what's your moon?
I'm a Scorpio rising and a Taurus moon.
Okay, so double water.
And
okay,
the Taurus moon gives me balance. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Scorpio.
So what does that mean?
Earth signs tend to be very
Grounded.
and to the point where sometimes it can make them stiff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you get me? Like a lot of earth signs will be very like workaholics. Everything needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be exactly how I need it to be.
So
if it's
you're
not, I'm bugging out.
Virgo, innit?
Yeah, Virgos are the most like that. Like if you mess with their plan.
Yeah.
Virgos are very good at managing shit. They're very good at delegating things and telling people, yeah, this is what's going on and this is what's happening right now because this is what we're doing. You get me? If you mess with the plan, then man are onto you.
I can see that, you know.
Tell my mum that.
Yeah, but that's your mother though. You can't.
Yeah, you
that's
can't.
what
Yeah, no one's telling her
because you can't say no. You get me? And my Mars is in Virgo, so that's how I assert myself. When I'm not doing things, if they're not patterned, I'm not happy. That's why I can't record with bare people in the room.
Okay.
I can if it's a verse that I've got 30.
Yeah,
if you're talking about
yeah.
let's create something today, and I ain't written this tune. This is just a new beat. I don't want to do that with 90 niggas in the room.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's true.
Fair.
It's true. Okay. I see. Someone knows.
Yeah. No.
Someone
If you ever want to know about your chart, you get me, chat to me. I'm not good with houses though.
What do you mean houses?
I think you were talking about
What?
buying houses.
Yeah, like
it gets
Gryffindor,
deeper. It
what's
gets
going on?
deep. So like, there's different parts of your chart that are in different houses, and that's a whole next thing. That's not me.
It really gets into it.
Yeah, it gets deeper. It gets deeper.
Have you also used this to get girls as well?
Nah, man, I try to tell them to leave me alone. my Venus is in Gemini, bruv. I'm messed up.
Your Venus is in Gemini.
Yeah.
So what your emotions?
The way I love is like a Gemini.
This is like another language, right?
Yeah, no, the way I love is like a Gemini. You was there. You was almost there. The way I love is like a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini. Apparently, well, not even apparently.
Yeah, you are a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini.
You're questioning everything.
You're a Gemini in your actions. In terms of how you orchestrate yourself and the way
so
you
I'm
do
there
your
like all over the place.
No, who said that's what Gemini is? That how you not see
Gemini's a
yourself?
two-face.
I'm an air sign,
Bro,
innit? So that's how I see it. Like air kind of like floats, goes with the wind.
It does go with the wind. You lot are the most malleable. You lot are the most adaptable.
That's how I
you
see
lot are the
myself.
most
I'm just
tangible, just around,
malleable.
and everything's a social. Like, oh hey, I'm here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You lot will talk to
right.
anyone.
Someone literally just said that to me outside that the way they perceive me is being like a socialite or almost extrovert. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you're
I don't
everywhere.
know
But you
about
might,
that.
even if you are quite introverted, naturally air
You're gonna
signs are
come
able
across.
to talk to people.
Yeah.
Geminis are the most intelligent signs of all the zodiac because they have.
Whoa.
Let's speak on this more. Let's keep going.
You know what? Apparently, Geminis are great rappers, and
That's not even apparently. That's
no,
actually
there's
like we
loads
got
of Geminis,
Geminis in
Kanye's
it.
a
Yeah.
Gemini, ain't he?
Andre,
Yeah, Andre,
Kanye,
Tupac, Biggie,
like,
Lauryn Hill,
Kendrick Lamar.
like
It's a, like that's what it's a real thing.
Yeah,
like they're great rappers
yeah.
because these lot have. These lot can have a conversation with themselves in their head. You get it? Like in the truest sense of the word.
what lets us down? I think Boris Johnson, Donald Trump. I think they're still Gemini
But
as
them
well.
man are out here spinning the world out. Like, that's what you
like
like.
the great at speaking.
Spinning
Maybe that's
the
what it is.
world.
We
The
can,
world.
we can
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
to the
yeah.
people.
On their side of life, they're great.
Yeah,
No, facts.
On their side of life,
Yeah, they've done it, innit?
Yeah,
So
they do.
yeah, say this.
Okay, I feel left out. Pisces. You know,
Janae Aiko.
yeah.
The crybabies.
No. Whoa. Rihanna's
Hey,
a
you said
Pisces.
it.
The
Erica Badu, Pisces.
The crybabies.
Yeah, literally, you're not helping us.
And how can I say this?
What?
The podcast. The crybabies and the sage and Palo Santo
Yeah.
gal.
Absolutely. I
hear
got
it.
my sage. I burnt my sage today.
Yeah, I do. hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm spiritual.
My mum's on the Pisces cusp.
See?
Yeah, I do
So,
love
yeah.
Pisceans still.
Yeah, I think we're the most intuitive and most in tuned with like the spiritual.
And that's why
realm.
Pisces men are complete wass.
They are crazy.
Other than my brother Kieran Beef. I love Kieran Beef. That's my guy.
No. Honestly,
Shout out
I'm yet
kids.
to meet a male Pisces that doesn't scare me. I'm meant to, because also I know what Pisces are capable of.
When are Pisces? When's their birthday? Sorry.
So late
February
Feb.
19th
Late
until
Feb till
No,
like
it's
mid-March kind of thing.
My mum's the first day of Pisces.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, male Pisces. I run them and Sagittariuses. When I hear that, I hate to, but I have to be like, nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Male
I feel like
Pisces.
you've got a fire moon.
Do you think? Yeah, I would love to. I need to know because
Daniel Costa. No,
I don't know the
plug him.
time I was born. I don't know the time I was born.
Well, you can put it in without
I thought
the
you
time
said it
you're
was on
born.
your
You just want to know your
wristband or
rising.
Oh, I've lost the wristband.
that's peak.
I know, but I think there must be fire in there. There has to be fire.
I feel like you got a fire.
There
in
has
there
to
still.
be,
Like
yeah.
an Aries. You seem quite impulsive.
God, I hope not Aries. Okay. Well, yeah. So we touched on the star signs, which I think is good.
Very interesting.
I
Yeah.
need to come
Might as
out.
well.
Yeah,
I
I
know,
feel
we
like
can
there's
actually
more
just
for me
talk
to
about it
learn,
more
man.
often. Okay, just to kind of, I guess, round it up in a way. What's one thing you would change about the music industry, the current state of the music industry right now in the UK?
People that run the record labels. I don't feel like there's enough people in positions of power that can endorse music in the way that it should be done, especially in the R&B. The R&B scene I put as number one, like the infrastructure in the R&B scene in the UK is so influenced by so many unnecessary things. And like the people that are truly amazing don't get to, not even that they don't get to, it just requires work that other people don't necessarily have to do. Like one of the most phenomenal female singers I know in that neo soul R&B thing, Aisha Raquel. You mad, bro. But obviously, that's what I'm gonna say. 2022, everyone shall see. But like, really and truthfully, like we need people in positions of power that will push people in the right ways. Like people will probably come up to people like me and Lemzi and be like, "Rah, bruv, like you ain't blown." Or like you ain't in certain places doing certain things rare because you got a skill set and you've got a CV that shows rare and the infrastructure is just not set up in a way that allows for the people that put in the work in the ways that will create a culture of music that I deem desirable, that can flourish in an easy manner. Like it's very, very difficult. Like unless you're adhering to a gimmick or just showing numbers for whatever reason. And even then, sometimes you might do something and it busts on the numbers thing, and that's all that the label wants from you because they have no idea of trying to nurture and flourish an organic artist that will have life experiences and changes an individual as they get older and change with time. You know what I mean? So we just need more people in the infrastructure that understand the ergonomics of creating music to push it in the correct manner.
We're getting a few. Slowly. People like Twin, they're doing well. They're like, I can't remember which record label they're at, but what's his name as well? He's been at Atlantic, he's been at Apple.
Oh,
Austin.
Yeah.
There's a few people who are getting to that point now,
100%.
being the executives, decision makers. Basically, that's what we need, more
Facts.
decision makers.
My friend Alex, like I look at her as a major decision maker. You might have seen that. Planet Alex.
Yeah.
She's dope.
She's close friend of mine.
And Metropolis and all of that, innit?
And before she was Acoustic Live, you know what I'm saying? Putting people on.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? She's done so
early
many
shows.
things that like in terms of like the culture and the history of the music, we need more people like that.
No, facts.
But I just don't think that is something that is encouraged. Like it's not that there's not people there, but those people that especially people that I know that on a personal level, you've had to graft.
Facts.
And it's not to say that I've had to graft. You get me? There's nothing to take away. Like all of us here have had to graft.
Yeah.
Probably to even be in this room. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that we shouldn't have to graft, but there needs to be doors. You get me? And sometimes we have to create doors, and that's why I appreciate all of those people that do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I don't think, like I said, it's an infrastructure thing. It shouldn't be a thing where we have to wait and rely on someone to have an interest and have the capabilities along with that interest to just be like, I can create this on my own. There should be an infrastructure and like ladders and steps to certain things. Whereas if you are interested in this or this is something that you want to do, here you go. And we make sure that we push the talent and the work. Like, but, you know.
So when you're running for a prime minister, I feel like that was a real picture,
innit? Yeah,
innit?
A real pitch.
Okay, what would you change, Lems?
There's a lot that I would change, and I think because I was having this thought and I was having a conversation with my cousin the other day about like when I look at say the football industry, the fact that if we're looking at like even say the Premier League, every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, on average, the stadiums will be 30,000 people full.
Countrywide.
Yeah, countrywide. There's at least 10 stadiums on average, 30,000 people. That's 300,000 people in the actual live vicinity to go and watch different football teams. When we think about like people doing sick in music, if you get a 10,000 audience, that is
Phenomenal.
What? In the UK, if you get a 10,000 audience, someone was telling me about when they saw Most Def and he was at N.E.W.H.A.M, which is a good venue, but that's like 1,200, 1,250 something, which is,
you know, packing out a couple bags is nice.
This is nice. What I would love to see is, because we always talk about music, especially British music, like we have the Beatles, we have Oasis, we have Adele, we have all of these legendary names. What I'd love to see is music literally being really reflected on that level, where like if, I don't know, any dope artist was just like, yo, I'm doing a show, them doing Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with 60,000 people is not crazy. Like it's a thing that they can do. It's a thing we can all aspire to do. So I think there's a thing within music, particularly black music, UK British black music, the PR of it and the marketing of it, to make sure that it still feels like it's for everybody, and everybody come and support it, everyone be involved with what it is. And I feel like we're seeing people grow, we're seeing people develop, like Stormzy's doing sick, Dave's doing sick, loads of people doing sick, but that level where it's like it's ingrained into the culture of the country, that's going to take time obviously, but like I would love to see that. I think that's something where I'm like, all right, music is doing what music should be doing now.
But then a lot of people not kind of got onto Stormzy, but like he almost became more mainstream. And do you not feel like some artists almost don't want to be mainstream? Like
Some don't. Yeah, some don't, and that's fine. If you don't want to be mainstream, that's like in football. There's lower league, there's Sunday league, there's all of this stuff. Like you don't have to be a thing.
Because that's the thing about see with the football comparison. There's one thing that doesn't translate into music that is done by quality control. Being a Sunday league footballer, that it's because you're not good enough to play in the Prem. Like not that's not even a diss. Like you get me. Like if you're out here playing Sunday League, and there's scouts about, they know okay you're not good enough for the step up, but it's cool. Like you get me, and that's why I use the word infrastructure, because there's no one to be like you are special. Yeah. Step up, just take that step and be here, be in the arena with 5,000 people, and then get into the mad stadium where there's 20,000 people. Like there's no one doing that, innit?
That used to be the role of the A&R, innit?
But the A&R in the UK, the A&R is your mate, bro. That's bunning Zoot and say I like that. You should get a singer and that. You get me, like that thing, she's hard.
Or the thing is, nowadays A&Rs aren't really doing the work. They're just going who's got the biggest following now. They're actually just they're already getting the numbers in.
Some of them,
boom, we'll put that money in.
Some of them are very active. Like,
no, I know, but like some also are just going down the popular route. Like who's already putting the groundwork.
Cool,
and also the ones that are active, they're not. I don't think they're given the time enough to nurture
that's the thing.
Creative relationships that they'd be like, this is what I've orchestrated to garner the numbers that they want, because we push the commercial thing, innit?
And this is why the label thing is so interesting, because every artist has to just respect the fact that a label is just looking for a flip. They're not here to be your friend. They're not here to make sure, bro. They're the flip. I think it was Russ who said something like they're a bank with networks, innit? It's like all you need is finances to get your thing going, because you've got the idea of how you're gonna push. Just go to a bank and say, look, can I get a loan? And it'll be the same thing, innit? So it's really up to us as artists to really do that. Real like look at what you're trying to get out of this music thing. If you're trying to bust, cool, go to a label. And if you're just like, I just want to make sick music and make sure the people who I think I want to hear it, then there's other avenues and paths right now in it, which right now we are probably in the most, even though it's still not good, but most democratic phase that we've ever been in music. There's still a lot of work to do though.
I believe that now it's a case of like building the ecosystems where like individually, or like as units rather, people know that within this unit of people we can sustain something in it. You get me? Because that's the only thing that will separate us from the labels, like or like from that mainstream powerhouse of I need to come to you like, hey guys, I got this project, you know, if you just give me a couple bags, you know, I can push it and get you some money back, you know what I mean? You get me? But like if we can maintain within the ecosystem of like our communities, like whether I'm not even just talking about on the ends thing, but just on the same way that you lot have called me down today. We'll have more time, we'll chill, have a drink, vibes, you know what I'm saying, wherever we're at, you know what I'm saying, and you'd be like, EK, you want to come down to the podcast? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's part of maintaining the ecosystem, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like it's important like culturally that we connect and link up with each other and make sure that man are building things, so that when there's like 10 of us with like 1 million views on whatever it may be, and the labels are all struggling to pick up your label. Let's make another tune together. Let's go again. You get me? And the thing.
It's true.
Why not?
It's true.
Yeah, man. We're right, because that's one of those where it can go every single way, especially when you look at different contracts, different artists, different It's deeper, like what we could do with music in the UK, because it's so good. You can do anything with it. It's so good. But we're at that point, you know.
Yeah, we're at that point.
We're at that point where at the end of each episode, what we like to do is a thing called in facts or in opinions. So you as our guest, we might as well jump in with something, but you as our guest, we love to hear just any fact that you could give us. It could be about anything. It could be how high birds get to fly in the sky. It could be anything you want. Another star sign one maybe, I don't know, innit? But that or an opinion. Or an opinion on something that you think might be a nice hot take for people to listen to.
There's so many. I've got ADHD. There's so many facts in my head right now. I'm just trying to sift through the thing.
Which one am I going to be happiest with?
If you sleep 8 hours a day, by the time you're 60, you would have slept for 20 years.
By the time you're 60, because you would have slept for a third of your life. Okay.
So make sure you value your time, everyone.
Boy, I know I wouldn't have, because I hardly get 8 hours sleep. But
that's the London living, though.
Yeah, I know, innit?
You gotta leave that the London living.
I know, innit?
Get that 8 hours, but there's no say. You get me? Utilize your time wisely, man. You get me? By the time you hit 60, you only would have seen 40 years of your life.
Oh yeah, that's so true, innit?
Yeah.
Oh shit, then. So basically, we're only 40. Really,
that's
when you're 60.
We're so young still,
opinion, in terms of what you've seen, you've only ever seen if you slept that much, if you've been able to sleep that much. Yeah, I sleep about 4 hours a day, but that's a stress
yeah.
thing though. You get me? I'm not one of them billionaires, but like real shit. Like if you sleep that much, bruv, you miss out on a third of your life. So make sure you enjoy the waking
Or
moments.
do you miss out, or you just had 20 years of dreams?
Is that in it? Yeah.
Not
Living in a
And
world
you boost
of
the other 2/3 of your life.
loveliness.
It's all perception, though, isn't it?
Hey,
It's all perception.
you said it.
What's yours? Because I need to think.
Oh man, you put me on the spot. Hey, Reese, what are you saying, man? The
Have you
mic's
got
right
an
next to you, innit?
opinion or fact?
An opinion would be good actually.
I got an
gave one
opinion.
last time. Go on.
If you got an idea and you're thinking about doing it, you should just do it. And instead of thinking about the goal, just think about the next step. And that is the easiest sense of like how to do whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Amen.
Just take the next step. That's all it is. And whatever that next step is, I feel like that's what everyone can figure out. You can figure out the next step. You might not be able to figure out how to get to the goal, but you can figure out the next step. And all you can do is take steps one after the other, innit?
Off of that one. Oh, sorry, no,
No,
Karen, sorry, no,
it's not a
sorry.
podcast, not a podcast.
Please.
No, you were in it. You were in it.
That's it.
Off of that one, a book that I'd recommend if you're someone who's trying to find their next step in some way, shape, or form is The Artist's Way. I haven't gone through the whole book yet, but it's like it's basically like a course where the author, whose name has escaped me right now, let me try and find that real quick.
Quick.
Hey,
Quick.
Way. Way.
Quick.
Julia Cameron, that's it. Yeah. Essentially, she professes that every single human being is a creative in some way, shape, or form. Remember, we were having this conversation. So literally what she says in her book, where it's like, no matter who you are or what you do as your occupation or just within your life, whether you're a carer, an accountant, etc., you have some sort of creativity within you simply by virtue of the fact that you're alive. If you're someone who's looking to push that or develop that or just tap into it more, there is a step-by-step way of doing so, which if you read The Artist's Way, I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you read The Artist's Way, you'll find out how to do so. And it's sold millions of copies, got loads and loads of recommendations. So anyone who's interested, even just read the preface and you'll get an idea of what it's about.
Okay. Oh, right. What is mine?
Yeah.
I need to think
You ain't
of
even been
something.
thinking the
I
whole
was
time.
even prepared. Actually, I want to say really quickly, because I didn't even know that Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You for Whitney. Well, yeah, Dolly Parton wrote that, and obviously Whitney Houston sang it.
Wow, there you go.
I
That's
thought
it. That's
Whitney
the one.
Houston wrote
I
that
did not
song.
know that.
Dolly Parton wrote it, and she sang it, and then she envisioned Whitney Houston singing it, and obviously she always says she thanks Whitney Houston for making her fucking rich.
Yeah.
I'm into
But
that.
yeah, but I didn't know that because
I
obviously
didn't
I
know
was
that.
watching a documentary about Dolly Parton the other day with my mum. So, but yeah,
Nah,
yeah, there you
super cool.
go.
And that was
But
so
also, I end it on a nat. Not a nut. I'm gonna end it on a note.
One drink,
of,
man.
You are exactly where you need to be right now, and I think everyone needs to remember that. Don't stress.
Amen to that.
You are exactly
Amen
where you
to
need
that.
to be right now. And
Super
also,
clear,
you know, when you're going through, you're hitting a wall, and you're almost like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through it. Sometimes we forget that we actually got through it. If you know what I mean,
Yeah,
because
you
we're
got
so
my
previous walls,
always
man.
so focused on now the next. Oh my god! But every time you hit those moments, remember what was that other thing that I was stressing about that I'm not stressing about anymore.
That I dealt with.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
That's a lovely way to wrap it up. You know? Nah.
Exactly. We got Hold Tight the Cube though. Hold Tight the Cube.
every single time for letting us use this space, get
Yeah.
these great conversations off. Big up to
Exactly.
EK.
No,
Come
thank
on,
you for
man.
having me, man. This is
Eklipse,
Hold
where can
tight
they
to
find you as well, man?
Yeah.
Mr. Eklipse on all socials, so that's MREKLIPSE on everything. So, yeah,
Or just go N.E.W.H.A.M and you'll find him. Man.
Come on,
Yeah.
about
You'll
there.
hear him.
Innit?
You'll hear him. The
hear
ground
that voice,
shakes when he
innit?
talks.
Yo,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, also
But
shout out
big
to
up
N.E.W.H.A.M.
Shout out to
Thank you.
Jay in the building
Yeah,
as well.
shout out to my
Come
little
on,
brother. He's in the building.
Innit?
Just
Shout out
make,
you.
oh yeah, shout me out.
Shout you,
Yeah,
come on.
shout out you,
Shout
bro.
me, shout me, shout me.
Come on.
Yeah,
man.
in fact, that was it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Someone press
Someone
the
press
red
it.
button.
Press it.
My intuition's telling me I never listen to myself. I should probably listen to myself. That position I was in, if I'd have listened, maybe I could